What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola bringing you African news. First of all, Lagosians, move closer. Why are you guys giving my father the run around? You are making the man act like somebody whose heart is not touching the ground. Barely talking about it. The man has become a jack of all trades just because he wants to win election. Going from church to church, he's now a greeter at one church like that. Watch out, next Sunday he may be a greeter at your church. No, but seriously, the man is now meeting with young people and engaging them in conversation. Answering questions. In fact, he became a hairstylist by fire by force, all because he wants re-election. Kilo data fever, you are giving the man high blood pressure. Actually, let's not get ahead of ourselves, you know. Some of those pictures that people are circulating, they were from 4 years ago while he was running for office the first time. Like that picture of him as a hairstylist, that was 4 years ago. And that picture of him wearing that big Igbo outfit, the thing was just a little bit big. I don't know who were the people that organized that, but I think the cap was also a bit big. But it doesn't matter. We've also seen pictures of him being a mechanic. We've seen his picture as an electrician, and so on and so forth. But you know, all those pictures were 4 years ago, including where he was engaging young people. And what about that picture of him playing soccer? Is that one recent? No, I don't think it's recent because he was wearing a mask, so it has to be during COVID time. But that picture of him meeting with Bishop Oyedepo, that one is recent. Although he said it is not political, but of course, enemies of progress, they don't believe the man. I don't know why. Nigerians. He also finally talked about the shooting at Lekki Gate.
It wasn't a flash incident. It was an incident that has piled up for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks. And for whatever reason, I didn't have control. I don't control the police. I don't control the media. We've still on the conversation. The lessons and the learning of NSAS is not lost on me. Will we do a few things differently? Yes, we will.
Wow. I'm glad to see that he finally addressed this. I mean, it's been the elephant in the room for so long. And the tone is different this time around from 2 years ago when the shooting happened. His story, I think, is a reminder to all Nigerian politicians that instead of you guys running around during elections, you know, some Nigerian governors are sponsoring ads on social media everywhere. Now you want to bam bam. It's like you forgot the people that time. Now you can't even drink water and drop cup. Anyways, just do right by the people. Because I remember that time during the Lekki shooting, this same governor said that no one was killed.
Fellow Lagosians, whilst we pray for the swift recovery of the injured, we are comforted that we have not recorded any fatality as against the widespread circulation on social media.
Yeah, later he said only one person was killed. I also remember that time the soldiers were upset with him because according to them, the governor denied inviting them to Lekki Gate.
I spoke personally with the governor on this because the Nigerian army was not happy about his denial that he asked us to intervene, when in actual fact, it was the proper thing to even do. He called the Chief of Army Staff and called the GOC 81 Division and asked for intervention because the police had been overrun.
But hey, all that is in the past now. We're only playing those clips just to remind the governor that we did not forget how things played out that time, or the same people that you were ignoring. It's also interesting though to hear that some of the NSAS protesters were recently released. There's a video of a young man saying that he's one of 11 NSAS protesters who were arrested since October 2020 and released on the 15th of this month. Now you have their time. Now that doesn't mean that he won't win this re-election. Only God knows who's going to win. And you know, good luck to all the contestants. I just think that this Lekki shooting is the main reason why a lot of people have beef with the governor of Lagos State, and also how he handled the killing of Bamishe, who was killed in a BRT bus. But like I said, his story should be a reminder for us to always put human lives above everything else, whether you're a politician or not. And to be fair, he's not the only politician that visits churches or visit pastors during elections, you know. I just think APC officials need to stop being so desperate. You are really acting. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that APC chieftain on Arise News talking about how Peter Obi's win in Lagos caught them unawares, and now they know what to do. They are getting ready. Whatever you do, shall APC, make sure that you do not turn this thing into violence this coming Saturday. We are watching you on Plasma TV.
We were caught unawares to a large extent. It was an insurgence upon our political stability and fortress. They actually came without us actually expecting. Now that they have done it, we are now very much awake, and we now know where and what to do to ensure that a repeat of such calamity does not happen.
And speaking of violence, MC Oluomo has apologized. I don't know if you guys saw his video. He apologized. He said if they offended anybody, they should forgive them.
Please, ejo, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tá bá ṣẹ̀, ẹ foríjì wá. Ṣóyè yín sí ẹjọ́ tó rọ̀ lọ́hùn, ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde lọ́ndì lẹ́gùn, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ gbé ọwọ́ wa yìí, ká lọ fi tẹ̀ fún ìgbàlẹ̀ APC kó lè rámpọ̀.
But then in the new video, you could see him threatening the people again, saying that we've already begged you, but if you make a mistake and this and that.
Please, if you don't want to fight for us, please sit down for
Let me know what you guys think about that. Now, moving on to the next story. My Cameroonian people. I don't know if I should congratulate my Cameroonian people or I really just don't know what to say. But their president finally turned 90. He turned 90 some weeks ago. We've been saying it for a long time, but the 90-year-old, the man has now clocked that 90. I mean, it's a good thing when you live long, except he's also been president for more than 40 of these 90 years, which is absolutely wrong. But then I saw this video of some Cameroonians now making fun of us in Nigeria after our election.
I'm sending this message to Nigeria. The disrespect is too much. Too much. How the hell do you compare your president with ours? How? I'm a proud Cameroonian. We have a president that is older than yours. And
very older.
We need respect.
Respect him.
And yours is just 70 years.
Just 70.
If you want us to respect you, let your president be older than ours.
How can you people hype Peter Obi and don't vote for him? How?
Very bad.
My people, what do you think? I mean, it is not their fault. It's not their fault. And speaking of Cameroon, it's been a long time since we talked about all the things that have been happening there, especially the killing of another prominent journalist in January of this year. That's 51-year-old Martinez Zogo. Zogo was a very popular journalist. It wasn't just a journalist that was operating behind the scenes. No, the man was a radio presenter, very well known for his radio show that reported on government corruption in Cameroon. And he's been arrested in the past. There was a time he spent 2 months in prison just because he's a journalist. And in January of this year, he said on his radio show that he has confirmed information that some people in the Cameroonian government wanted to kill him. And guess what? A few days after that, he was abducted, went missing for days. And by the time his body was found, he wasn't just covered in bruises that suggested that he was seriously tortured, but his body was also mutilated.
Paying their last respects, Cameroonian journalist Martinez Zogo's colleagues and loved ones came together on Monday at the radio station where he used to work. His mutilated body was found on Sunday just outside the capital, Yaoundé.
The whole country mourned for Zogo. But the truth is, this is not the first time that popular journalists are being killed in Cameroon. I remember in 2020, it was TV presenter and cameraman Samuel-Wazizi that was arrested. They kept him in prison for 10 months. They did not allow any family member to contact him for 10 months. And then one day, the government of Cameroon announced that he's dead. Just imagine that. The president of Cameroon Journalists Trade Union said that in the past 4 years, at least 4 prominent journalists have either been killed or have died in suspicious circumstances, while about 20 have experienced severe violations of their rights. I mean, it's so sad to see that this is still happening. And honestly, I don't think it's even Paul Biya that is doing this anymore, because as we could see from his video at the US Africa Summit, he's not even aware of where he is half the time. The man is sick. But the system has been set up in a way that some people continue not just to benefit at the expense of the masses, but to keep the people in fear. The fear that Paul Biya has established is still happening. Or why do you think they did that? I think they're trying to discourage people from speaking out against government atrocities in Cameroon, which is sad. Also, I feel like journalism is one of those professions that are not appreciated until the journalists are gone. Like, I wonder when he was alive, I wonder how many people called or wrote to him just to thank him for, he was an investigative journalist, just to thank him for the atrocities of the government that he exposed, or for how he was risking his life for the people. And you know, it's so unfortunate because the people that you think that you're fighting for, a lot of times, they would rather attack you than your common enemy, which is the government. I also think it's one of those professions where you're not allowed to make a mistake. You know, just as doctors are not allowed to make a mistake, especially if you're a surgeon, it comes with the job description. And the moment you make a mistake, it's like your reputation is gone. It's like all the good work you've done is thrown out of the window. I remember when Kamla Duma of BBC died, I think that's the first time that a lot of people got to know how much work goes into the work of journalism. That's when a lot of people found out that they work in the middle of the night, sometimes at 3 a.m. But you know, there's no holiday when you're a journalist. Christmas, New Year, you turn on your TV, you turn on your radio, you still hear them. You never know when they're sick. They never complain when they lose loved ones or something. You know, they just put on powder and lipstick, if you're Colido, and they keep going. And so I think once in a while, it's good for us to appreciate journalists. We shouldn't wait for them to be gone. I personally want to appreciate all the Nigerian journalists that are constantly putting their lives online just to keep us informed. Shout out to all the presenters at Channels TV, Arise News, Premium Times, and so on and so forth. Like, thank you so much for all that you guys are doing. So if you've not been doing it, you know, once in a while, it's okay to call a TV station just to appreciate what their journalist is doing. You know, I just want to appreciate what Sheon Okinbaloye is doing, or Maokwe Ogun. I just want to appreciate you, my sister, nothing more. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't criticize us, so I beg, we're used to that. But it's also, once in a while, it's good to appreciate them before they're gone. Our deepest condolences to the families of all these Cameroonian journalists. I can't even imagine what their family members are going through, especially their spouses, their children, for their lives to be taken just because of the profession that they chose to do, literally sacrificing their lives to keep people informed. May their souls rest in peace. And having said that, it would be so wonderful to witness another government in Cameroon. I mean, all my life, I've only known one Cameroonian president. Just like most young people in Cameroon, they've only known one president, and that's sad. That is terrible. That shouldn't be. Now, I like to end this on a more positive note by congratulating Senegal for winning the 2023 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations after beating the Gambia 2-0 in the final at Cairo International Stadium. But you know, I feel torn between Senegal and Gambia. You know, they are next door neighbors, and it's like Gambia, Senegal, they are one. And now Senegal beat Gambia. I'm like, what? Gambia, my Gambia. Anyways, it's still a win because as far as they're concerned, they are one. So congratulations to Senegal, congratulations to Gambia as well. So did you guys click the thumbs up button yet? Thank you so much for clicking the thumbs up button. All right, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, I'm watching you on Plasma TV. Press the subscribe button and the bell button. Until next time, I'm gonna see you later. Peace out. So did you guys click the... All right, y'all, it's been okay. So did you guys click the... Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and
Hey, let's stay focused, Adeola.
Okay, take 2.